Hey there. So you're jumping into online teacher training. That's awesome. You've definitely come to the right place. Today we're going to break down the strategies and tips you need to not just survive your coursework, but to absolutely ace it.
Okay, let's just be real for a minute. Have you ever opened up your course portal, looked at that long list of modules and assignments, and just felt that sinking feeling? That little bit of panic? Well, you are not alone. It's a super common feeling, and we're about to tackle it head on.
So, how do we turn that panic into a solid plan? We've got a roadmap. First, we'll dig into the online learning challenge itself. Then, we'll talk about how to build your perfect success space. After that, it's all about studying smarter, mastering your calendar, and finally making that big shift from student to pro. Right, Section 1, the Online Learning Challenge. Here's the first big thing to get your head around. Online training isn't necessarily harder than in-person learning, it's just a completely different game. And to win, you've got to learn a new set of rules.
Think about the trade-offs here. In-person learning hands you a structure on a silver platter. Online learning, on the other hand, gives you this incredible flexibility. But, and this is a big but, that freedom means you have to bring a massive amount of self-discipline to the table to fight off all those distractions that are just everywhere at home.
So, since that self-discipline is so critical, our first real strategy is to control the one thing we actually can, our environment. It's time to build your success space. Seriously, you need to think of your study environment as your most important partner on this journey.
And if you're wondering if it really makes a difference, oh yeah, check this out. Studies show that having a dedicated, distraction-free spot to work can boost your productivity by up to 40%. That's not a tiny improvement, that's a total game changer. That's the difference between struggling and soaring.
So here's a quick and dirty checklist to make that happen. Carve out a dedicated spot. Even if it's just the corner of a room, claim it as your own. Make it comfortable, an ergonomic setup. Use an app blocker on your computer to shut down the social media noise when it's time to focus. And create a simple, logical folder system for all your digital files. These small moves build a powerful foundation for focus.
All right, now we're getting to the real heart of it. Section 3, study smarter, not harder. We're going to talk about shifting from just passively watching lectures to actively engaging with the material. This is where the real deep learning actually happens.
You see, it's so important to understand this difference. Passive learning feels productive, right? You're highlighting, you're rereading your notes, but your brain's just kind of coasting. Active learning, though, that's when you force your brain to do the heavy lifting, to retrieve information, to summarize it. It's harder for sure, but it's what makes knowledge actually stick.
And here are 3 powerhouse techniques to add to your toolkit. We've got the Feynman technique for really deep understanding, spaced repetition for locking things into your long-term memory, and the Pomodoro technique for staying super focused. We're going to take a closer look at one of my absolute favorites.
I love this one because it's basically just practicing to be a teacher. After you learn a concept, try to explain it out loud in the simplest terms you can think of. The second you get stuck or have to use jargon or say, bam, you've just found a gap in your own understanding. It's a brilliant and honestly a brutally effective way to find out what you really know.
But look, all these amazing study techniques are totally useless if you can't find the time to actually do them. That brings us to Section 4, conquer your calendar. This isn't just a friendly suggestion. Mastering your time is pretty much non-negotiable for online success.
And forget those complicated planning systems. Just follow these 4 simple steps, maybe every Sunday. First, do a brain dump of every single thing you need to do. Second, be realistic about how long each task will take. Third, plug those tasks into your calendar as actual appointments. And finally, just take 2 minutes every morning to review and adjust. That's it. Simple, right? And here's a little mindset trick to make it all stick. When you schedule a 2-hour study block, you have to treat it with the same respect you'd give a real in-person class. You wouldn't just skip that class, would you? So don't skip the appointment you made with yourself. Show up.
Okay, let's bring this all home. Section 5, from student to pro. It is time to stop thinking about this as just another course you have to pass. This training is your first real step. It's your launchpad for building your professional identity as a teacher. So start acting like a pro right now. On those discussion boards, don't just post the bare minimum. Engage in a real conversation. Ask smart questions.
Treat every single assignment like it's a potential piece for your future teaching portfolio. Connect with your peers. They're your future professional network. And please, I'm begging you, schedule in self-care to avoid that classic teacher burnout.
This quote really just wraps it up perfectly. The certificate, yeah, that's the outcome. But the real prize? It's the habits you build. It's the person you become in the process. A disciplined, active, resilient professional who knows how to keep learning for life.
So I'll leave you with this question. Forget trying to do everything all at once. That's overwhelming. Just look back at everything we've talked about and pick one. What is the one small step you can take today to start building your success system? Are you going to clear off your desk? Are you going to try one 25-minute Pomodoro session? Whatever it is, decide. And then go do it. Right now.